Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to take roll call. I'm Paul Foster, Chairman. Vice Chairman Oliver Bell.
Present.
Commissioner Leslie Doggett.
Present.
Commissioner Anna Galo.
Present.
Commissioner John McCall.
Present.
Commissioner Bobby Patton.
Present.
Commissioner Dick Scott.
Present.
Commissioner Tim Timmerman.
Present.
All right. This meeting is called to order on August 21, 2025 at 9:04 a.m. Before proceeding with any business, I believe Dr. Yaskowitz has a statement to make.
Public notice of this meeting containing all items on the proposed agendas has been filed in the Office of the Secretary of State as required by Chapter 551 Government Code, referred to as the Open Meetings Act. I would like for this fact to be noted in the official record of this meeting.
All right, thank you. Before we proceed, I'd like to announce that Commission Agenda Item Number 5, Implementation of Legislation during the 89th Texas Legislative Session, Senate Bill 1245 relating to the take of aoudad sheep by using a helicopter, recommended adoption of proposed changes, has been withdrawn from today's agenda. First is the approval of minutes from the commission meeting held May 22nd, 2025, which have already been distributed. Do we have any comment or a motion for approval?
Commissioner Bell, so moved.
Thank you. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. Next is the acknowledgement of the list of donations, which has also been distributed, which I approved previously. Is there a motion for approval?
Scott, so moved.
Trino, second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next is consideration of contracts, which have also been distributed. Again, do I hear a motion?
Scott, so moved.
Thank you.
Timmerman, second.
All right, thank you. Now for special, I'm sorry? Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, that passes. Now for the special recognitions, retirements, and service award presentations. Dr. Yaskowitz.
Thank you, Chairman. Always I say this every time, and it's true every time. This is always one of the best parts of the commission meeting. Although I would say yesterday, with public hearing and hearing about the brigades and the youth hunting and adult hunting programs, that's another highlight as well. But today we want to celebrate some retirements, some service awards, and some very special recognitions. First off, we'd like to recognize Randy Stovall, Midwest Officer of the Year Award, who has been stationed in Nacogdoches County for 15 years, and in that time, he has excelled in protecting our state's natural resources for the use and enjoyment of all Texans, and has made Texas a safer place to enjoy the outdoors through resource and public safety enforcement. Perhaps of greater note is that he has forwarded the mission of Texas Parks and Wildlife Department through his passion for educating the public, especially our young Texans, on the value of the natural and cultural resources and the importance of enjoying them safely, whether it be participating in hunter education courses or conducting Operation Outdoor events. He strives to teach folks about our outdoor heritage and bountiful wildlife resources and how to steward them responsibly. He has developed a strong community ties and relationships that benefit conservation in Texas. He's devoted to his wife, Shannon, children, Zoe and Levi, and granddaughter, Sadie Matlock. Randy was recognized earlier this summer at the organization's conference in Deadwood, South Dakota, and we're proud to honor Randy's commitment and contributions today by recognizing him as the Association of Midwest Fish and Game Law Enforcement Officer of the Year for Texas. Randy, please come to the podium. Next, it's my honor to recognize Game Warden Ryan McGinley as the 2025 Texas Boating Officer of the Year. Ryan's outstanding performance in Comal and Guadalupe counties demonstrates his deep commitment to boating safety, public service, and community outreach. In 2024 alone, Ryan logged an impressive 347 patrol hours on the waters of Canyon Lake, Lake Dunlap, and the Guadalupe and Comal rivers. He worked long hours and nights and weekends to ensure public safety, enforcing boating laws, and respond to emergencies as they happened. Over the past 3 years, he has filed 10 boating while intoxicated cases, 7 boating under the influence minor cases, and 1 DWI case. But Ryan's impact goes far beyond enforcement. He's an exceptional educator and mentor. He's taught marine safety courses to local law enforcement, mentored new game wardens, and delivered safety presentations in schools and across the region. His on-camera ride-along with local news stations before Memorial Day weekend served as an effective public outreach tool, helping raise awareness statewide. Ryan has also taken the lead in interagency coordination, establishing a critical incident email system with the Sheriff's Office and local fire departments to streamline emergency response. Additionally, he's developed and implemented training programs that have directly improved operational readiness across his district. He's also active in community outreach, organizing youth hunts, participating in local events like Trout Fest, and constantly reinforcing the importance of water safety, especially for our young people. Over the past 3 years, as a certified accident investigator, he's played a key role in reducing the reportable boating incidents on Canyon Lake. Ryan's innovation, professionalism, and steady leadership make him a standout not only in his district, but across the state. His dedication exemplifies the highest standards of service, and we are proud to recognize him as the 2025 Texas Boating Officer of the Year. Ryan McGinley.
Here we go. Excellent. Here we go. On 3, 1. One more.
We heard yesterday about the response of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department to the flooding events of July 4th and the great work that both our law enforcement, game wardens did, and State Parks Division. Today, what I want to do is recognize those efforts and those divisions. And so I want to award first the State Parks Division the Executive Director's citation for meritorious service. Let me read the caption. On July 4th, 2025, floodwaters devastated Texas, impacting 25 counties, leading to significant loss of life and property, along with the displacement of thousands of people. State Park staff took swift action as floodwaters were headed their way and relocated and evacuated 359 visitors in 22 parks, which resulted in no injuries or loss of life. The success of the team's response was the result of highly effective planning, communication, and execution of emergency protocols while also adapting to ever-changing conditions. Rodney Franklin, would you step up and accept this on behalf of the State Parks Division?
There's a lot of glares. It's just, there you go. You have done this before.
A few times.
Oh, yeah, here we go. 1, 2, and one more. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's good.
The Executive Director's citation for meritorious service is hereby awarded to the Law Enforcement Division. I'll read the caption. On July 4, 2025, floodwaters devastated Texas, impacting 25 counties and leading to significant loss of life and property, along with displacement of thousands of people. Texas game wardens responded to the events in the early hours of that morning by air, water, and road, conducting life-saving rescues of 33 individuals and evacuating over 400. The actions of these men and women reflect the highest level of professionalism and dedication to the people of Texas and Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. Ron, would you come up and accept this on behalf of the Law Enforcement Division? Once again, I couldn't be prouder of the team for the work that they did and continue to do for the state of Texas, and I'm blessed to be able to serve with them every day. All right, to the retirements. Kevin Mays. Kevin Mays retires after 35 years of distinguished service in Texas Parks and Wildlife Department beginning in 1989, and as an intern in the River Studies program, he joined the department. In 1992, he became an aquatic biologist leading reviews of water right permits and conducting critical studies on in-stream flow, water quality, and fish life history. As a River Studies team leader from 1998 to 2022, he directed multidisciplinary research supporting water planning, permitting, and hydropower licensing, and played a key role in the Texas in-stream flow program, setting up the environmental flow standards for rivers and streams, as well as native fish conservation. In 2022, he joined the Inland Fisheries Division's leadership as Chief of Fisheries Science and Policy, overseeing the division's science initiatives and advancing conservation and regulatory programs. Also a respected scientist, Kevin's authored more than 40 publications, books, and reports with topics ranging from environmental flows to conservation of prairie minnows, blue sucker, American eel, and the imperiled aquatic taxa, and other imperiled aquatic taxa. He capped his career as the inaugural chief of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Science Council, a role reflecting his lifelong commitment to science-driven stewardship. Retiring after 35 years of service, Kevin Mays. Next up, we have Jason Davis, who began his career as a game warden in July of 2000 and graduated from the Game Warden Academy when it was here in Austin. He was stationed in Tarrant County and in 2003 transferred to Gonzales County, where he worked for the next 8 years. In 2010, he was promoted to captain game warden and supervised 14 field game wardens, which covered 10 counties in the Bastrop District. In late 2012, Jason was asked to begin a statewide search and rescue program, which has been successful in training numerous game wardens across the state and certifying them as swift water rescue technicians and swift water boat operators. During this time, he teamed up with game warden Brent Satsky, who at the time was stationed in Comal County, and began working with DPS Aviation to also begin our helicopter rescue technician program. The evidence of all that work showed itself in those floods of July 4th of this year. In 2014, Davis transferred from a field captain to a full-time captain in special operations. During this time, he supervised the environmental crimes unit, canine team, and search and rescue team for the entire state. 2 years later, in 2017, he transferred back to the field as a captain in his old district. And in 2019, Davis was promoted to major position in the San Antonio area and would spend the remaining 6 years as a field major. He was responsible for 3 field offices, 27 counties, 350 miles of the international border, and 74 full-time employees before retiring this year in July. Retiring with 25 years of service, Jason Davis.
So you go.
Yeah.
But you'll always be a poster, right?
There you go.
All right, here we go. Osborne, one more.
Oh, there's one. Congratulations.
Next, we have our service awards. Andy Sippets began his career with the department on April 2nd, 1990, after completing a master's degree in wildlife and fishery science from Texas A&M. Oh, really? Oh, okay. No, whoops. Serving in the Resource Protection Division, he led the department's review of federal navigation and development projects in Galveston Bay and Sabine Lake. Working at the Seabrook Marine Lab, Andy pioneered a method for restoring coastal, marsh, and prairie ecosystems on abandoned rice fields, a technique that has had lasting impact on habitat restoration across the Texas coast. In 2005, Andy transitioned to the State Parks Division, where he now guides natural resources management across Region 4. Andy has been a driving force behind the restoration of thousands of acres of coastal prairie, playing a key role in landmark projects at Sheldon Lake State Park, Galveston Island State Park, Brazos Bend State Park, and the San Jacinto Battleground. His ecological knowledge and innovative approaches to habitat management have made him a trusted advisor and mentor to many biologists, ecologists, and natural resource professionals across the agency. Beyond his technical expertise, Andy is known for his sharp wit, memorable storytelling, and ability to weave humor and experience into everyday conversations, bringing levity to challenging work and building strong teams rooted in shared purpose. Andy's legacy is one of leadership, generosity, and lasting stewardship of Texas natural heritage. With 35 years of service, Andy Sippets. Marina de Leon Cortez began her career with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department in June of 1990. Within just 5 years, she became a police communications operator. And throughout her career, Marina has received numerous recognition and appreciation honors. She played a critical support role during TPWD's response to Hurricane Rita in 2005, assisting game wardens on the front lines in East Texas. In 2016, Marina earned the prestigious T. Cole Master's Telecommunications Certificate after completing over 560 hours of advanced training. That's a lot of hours of advanced training. In addition to her formal studies, she has consistently demonstrated her commitment to the department's outreach and education efforts, volunteering for kid, fish, and youth hunt events, coastal expos, Texas Game Warden Association fishing tournaments, and over 13 years of Operation Game Thief Clay Shoot events. In February of 2019, Marina embraced a new challenge by transitioning into a pivotal role as a crime analyst. She played an instrumental part in establishing the foundation and setting professional standards. Marina holds the secret security clearance and serves as a critical liaison between the department and the U.S. Coast Guard. In March of 2023, Marina's experience was recognized at the federal level when she was summoned to testify as an expert witness in federal court on behalf of the department. With 35 years of service, Marina de Leon Cortez.
Perfect. All right, here we go.
Alan Kane started his career with the department as a private lands biologist in Fort Bend County, providing assistance regarding wildlife and habitat management to private landowners. After a short stint in Fort Bend, Alan moved into the district biologist position in South Texas, where he served as the biologist covering Atascosa, Bexar, Karnes, Medina, and Wilson counties for 8 years, working with over 300 landowners in South Texas. Alan was responsible for the formation of 3 wildlife management associations in those counties that are still active today. In 2008, Alan assumed the role of district leader for South Texas Wildlife District, managing 10 distinct wildlife biologists, district biologists, and daily operations. In 2010, Alan became the TPWD White-tailed Deer Program Leader, where he was responsible for the oversight and management of white-tailed deer programs for the state of Texas, including the popular Managed Land Deer Program. He was also involved in the department's CWD response and detection policy development and disease management efforts. In July of 2023, Alan was promoted into the Big Game Program Director role and continues to play an integral part in the agency's response to CWD, as well as disease issues facing bighorn sheep and the Trans-Pecos. Recently, Alan was promoted to Wildlife Division Director this past January. With 25 years of service, Alan Kane.
Excellent. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2, and...
Margaret Scarborough began her career at the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department on April 1st of 2000 as an administrative technician with the Wetlands Conservation Program within the Resource Protection Division. She later transferred to the Water Resources branch in 2002, eventually moving on to her current budget analyst role in 2019 within the Coastal Fisheries Division. Margaret has admired the department's work since 1992, when her mother started working for the agency, with early memories of the executive office fish tank. That's not my office. There's actually a fish tank up on the second floor, which she is now responsible for soliciting the maintenance contract. Margaret takes the initiative to ensure safety equipment and vehicles and organizes safety training and paddling safety trips on the San Marcos River and Colorado River. Margaret's wholehearted devotion to the agency and its mission is shown in her volunteer work, from picking up trash along McKinney Falls Parkway with fellow employees to working out at outreach expos. She received her Texas Contract Manager and Developer licenses in 2019, and Margaret reviews every solicitation for Coastal Fisheries Division and solicits up to $50,000 for work and goods and services. With 25 years of service, Margaret Scarborough.
Perfect. Here we go. 1, 2, and...
Did you say perfect?
Yeah.
Greg Southard began his career with the department in May of 2000 as a summer intern at the A.E. Wood Fish Hatchery and quickly joined full-time as a microbiologist. Over the years, he's become our leading expert in fish health, earning certification as an aquatic animal health inspector in 2005 and maintaining that certification to this day. Greg leads the Inland Fisheries Division's fish health program, ensuring the fish we stock into Texas waters are healthy and thriving. Currently serving as the senior scientist at the Analytical Services Lab in San Marcos, Greg is also recognized authority on harmful algal blooms like golden alga and invasive species such as zebra mussels. His statewide survey and research on fish pathogens have shaped how we protect and manage our fisheries. Greg's work has earned multiple awards, including the 2002 Department's Team Award as a member of the Golden Alga Task Force and the 2011 American Fisheries Society Fisheries Administration Section Sport Fish Restoration Outstanding Project Award as part of the Lake Amistad Fizzing Study investigating barotrauma in largemouth bass. That is a long sentence. Outside of work, Greg enjoys the outdoors, golf, and spending time with his wife, Katie, and family. He's especially excited to welcome his first grandchild soon. With 25 years of service, Greg Thur. Kim Ashbury began her career with the department in April of 2005 at the legendary Battleship Texas, where she managed the ship's store and kept the store well stocked with everything from keychains to cool designed one-of-a-kind souvenirs. Chances are if you had a battleship on it, Kim had it in the store for the visitors to purchase. Beyond the ship, Kim helped the Revenue Resources team in Austin shine at multiple vendor shows, bringing her sharp eye for purchasing and product development to park stores across the state. When Texas transferred in 2019, Kim didn't go down with the ship, and the ship didn't go down either. She moved to Austin, bringing her skills from the retail world into the world of contracts. She began by helping with lease concessions, special event contract, and learning the ropes of everything from kayak rentals to kettle corn food trucks. Eventually, Kim took the helm as manager of lease concessions and all the contracts in our state parks. Now, when she is not assisting Revenue Resources in developing cool products, she develops cool contracts, making sure everything from guided hikes to gourmet coffee trucks run smoothly, adding value to the visitor's experience in our state parks. If it happens in a Texas state park and involves a contract, Kim or someone on her team is likely behind it, making sure it's cool, compliant, and lease concession approved. With 20 years of service, Kim Ashbury. Randy Fields began his career at the department in April of 2005 as a seasonal maintenance ranger at Stephen F. Austin State Park. This ultimately led to a full-time position leading the park's maintenance team before promoting into his current role as the park's assistant superintendent. Randy is most known by his colleagues for his positive attitude despite what can be difficult days. His leadership through catastrophic floods within the park, a late night with the FBI agent working a manhunt for an armed most wanted suspect, and his compassion and care for colleagues after the tragic loss of life of a park visitor are a few of the notable moments over his 20 years with the agency. Randy feels blessed and thanks God for showing him this path in his life and for the opportunity to work alongside co-workers and volunteers. Randy is a modest fellow, and those that know him know he surely meets the measures of his success by people he serves and the friends and family that he has in his life. With 20 years of service, Randy Fields. Good, how are you doing? I see you, Randy. Yeah. Brandon Mosley began his career with the department in April of 2005. Brandon was hired as the area manager for Keechee Creek, Big Lake Bottom, and Cedar Creek Island wildlife management areas with the title Natural Resource Specialist. In 2006, Brandon transferred into and was hired as a Texas Game Warden Cadet in the Law Enforcement Division. After attending the 52nd Game Warden Cadet class, Brandon was stationed in Calhoun County as a Texas Game Warden. Throughout his career, Brandon has organized youth hunting and fishing events and taught hundreds of youth hunters education classes. In his career as a game warden, he has served the constituents in Calhoun, Polk, and Tyler counties. He holds a Master Peace Officer certification and is a T. Cole instructor in firearms and standard field sobriety. He served as a regional representative for the Texas Game Warden Peace Officer Association and the Texas Game Warden Association from 2013 to 2017. He has served multiple roles as a UAV pilot and search and rescue team member with notable responses to natural disasters, including Hurricane Ike and Hurricane Harvey. Brandon received a director's citation for his role in the Deweyville flooding event in Newton County. He was the 2021 recipient of the Texas Hunter Education Game Warden of the Year Award. Brandon was promoted to Captain Game Warden in 2022 for Region 3, District 3 in Lufkin. Warden Mosley is joined today by his wife and 2 children. He gives thanks and great appreciation for their support. With 20 years of service, Brandon Mosley. No standing ovation from the kids, Brandon. Brian Bartram found his calling during a fisheries internship with the Coastal Fisheries Division in 2004 during his undergraduate years at Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. He started his career with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department in June of 2005 as a fish and wildlife technician with the Inland Fisheries Division, working with the good people of the Waco District Management Office. He spent 6.5 years working in that office, and during that time completed a master's degree in biology at Baylor University. But the coast called him back in November of 2011 when he became a natural resource specialist in the Aransas Bay Field Station with Coastal Fisheries. After 3 1/3 years, very exact, 3 1/3 years of sampling in the beautiful Aransas Bay ecosystem, he advanced to an ecosystem leader position in June of 2015 in the Corpus Christi Bay ecosystem, working in the historic Rockport Marine Lab. He has dedicated significant efforts to ensuring that the internship program that shaped his career choice continues on. Serving as an internship program coordinator for the Lower Coast, he also helped establish multiple new freeze closure areas along the coast in an effort to protect our marine resources in Texas. With 20 years of service, Brian Bartram. The best way to describe Susan Hines' career at Texas Parks and Wildlife Department is this isn't her first rodeo. Susan began her first stint with the department in November of 1988. Yes, that's the 80s, a lot of neon. As a data entry clerk when everything was on paper and mailed to Austin from around the state, or faxed. She was promoted to that what is now a creative services position and later worked on the natural agenda, which is our department's strategic plan, reporting quarterly measures to the Legislative Budget Board. She worked on the very first license point of sale system and worked for the state parks in the parks grant section. Susan is a graduate of the department's Natural Leaders class of 2001. She received the Employees Recognition Team Award for Customer Service in 1995. One of Susan's most important accomplishments was completing her college degree at Texas State University in 2001. This was in part thanks to receiving a Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation Expo Scholarship. Susan left the department for the next chapter in her life as a stay-at-home mom, enjoying the years as PTA president and volunteering in Bastrop. Susan returned to the department in September of 2022 with State Parks Region 3 office in Bastrop, and in May 2024 was promoted to her current position as Executive Assistant to Law Enforcement and Wildlife Divisions. Susan proudly continues a family tradition at TPWD with her brother, a retired park manager, and her late father, retired law enforcement Colonel Dexter Harris. With 20 years of service, Susan Hines.
a little?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you stand in the middle.
Excellent. Susan, why don't you hold that?
Oh, we get there. She keeps us giving
All right, here we go. On three, look right here. 1, 2, and one more. 2, and one more.
Well, good. Chairman, that concludes my presentation.
Well, congratulations to all of you. It's humbling to us to recognize the level of service and how much of your lives you've put into and your passion into this department, and it's very much appreciated, every one of you. So congratulations. And at this time, I'd like to inform the audience that you're all welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if any of you want to leave, this would be a good time to do it. Yeah.
Good? Yes, thank you.
I'm going to trade my cold coffee in for hot. Okay.
All right.
Okay. The room's a lot quieter now. Action item number one, personnel matters, executive director compensation. And I'll ask Ms. Jada Luella to make a presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman Foster, Vice Chair Bell, and Commissioners. For the record, my name is Jada Lohala, and I'm the Director of Human Resources. Today, I am here to present the Executive Director's compensation update. The General Appropriation Act authorizes a maximum salary of $299,813 per year, known as the not-to-exceed amount. The current salary of the Executive Director is $236,953. The proposed salary for FY26 is $268,230 per year. The proposed effective date would be September 1 of 2025. Public comments as of 5 p.m. on 8/20. 8 comments were received. 2 agree, 3 disagree completely, 3 disagree specifically. Reasons for the disagreement: raise salaries for all TPWD employees. Money should go to programs instead, and the maximum salary is too high an increase. The recommendation, staff recommends that the Commission adopt the following motion. Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission approves the resolution in Exhibit A to increase the salary for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Executive Director. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions for Jada? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments from the commission?
This is Commissioner Bell. I think we had the opportunity to discuss some items in relation to this and what we thought was fair and competitive in the marketplace and for the roles and responsibilities and also for the job that was done. So I look forward to the motion to move forward.
Okay. Other comments? I'll say, we had a robust discussion. This is a very serious matter for all of us, and the conclusion was that David has done a wonderful job for the commission. We're very proud and fortunate to have him, and look forward to many more years ahead. So, congratulations and thank you. We don't take a vote on this, do we? We do take a vote? All right. So I would entertain a motion to approve the motion.
Patton moves to approve.
All right.
Scott second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. It passes. Thank you. Okay. Next, we will hear from those who signed up to speak. You will each have 3 minutes to speak. And right now, we only have 2 speakers, and so this should move pretty
Chairman, this is James. If I could just briefly interrupt. We did not have any speakers registered on the first item, so we can proceed to item number 2 at this time. We do have a couple speakers registered for item number 10 coming up.
Oh, pardon me. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Next, action item number 2, financial overview. Fiscal year 2026 operating and capital budget approval and other items. Reggie Pegues, please make your recommendation or your presentation.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Reggie Pegues, Chief Financial Officer, and this morning I'll be presenting the financial overview, recapping the following action items for your approval, which I covered in detail during yesterday's work session. Action items include FY26 operating and capital budget, budget and investment policies, state parks list for performance measures, and deposit options for 50% of boat revenues. I'll begin with the FY26 operating and capital budget. This first slide is a crosswalk from the General Appropriations Act, or GAA, to the operating budget for FY26. Starting with Article 6, which is the appropriating article that includes TPWD, we have a base appropriation of $573.5 million. Next, there is $2.9 million in Article 9 general provisions for directed local park grants, and $83.4 million in estimated payroll related to fringe benefits for retirement insurance and Social Security. This gives us a total original budget of $659.8 million. This next slide lays out potential budget adjustments that may occur during the fiscal year since we have a somewhat dynamic budget. These adjustments are typically done to update estimates contained in the original budget or to bring in additional funding for unexpended construction funds, revised federal funds based on our final apportionment, updated revenue estimates based for the sporting goods sales tax. This is based on an updated revenue estimate by the comptroller, supplemental funding such as House Bill of 500, and then other adjustments such as donations and interagency contracts. And again, these will be presented throughout the year in subsequent meetings. This next slide is a method of finance for our budget. Beginning with the large area, general revenue, including sporting goods sales tax at $384 million, make up the largest percentage of the budget at 58%. Going around the slide, account 9, the game, fish, and water safety account at 23%, which consists of hunting, fishing, license, and boat-related revenues. Account 64 at 7%, consisting of park revenues and entrance fees. And federal funds at 11%, which will be adjusted during the fiscal year, as I mentioned, as we receive our final federal apportionments. And 1% for other items, including appropriated receipts, interagency contracts, and license plate pass-through funds. This next slide is a breakout of the budget by object of expense as contained in your Exhibit B. Salaries at $269.4 million make up the largest category at 40.8%. Operating is next at 19.8%. Grants make up 10% of the budget, with a majority, $59 million, being in local parks, and about half those grants for directed grants to certain local parks. And capital of $110 million, which I'll cover in greater detail in a later slide. These next two slides are a breakout of the division budget by dollar amounts and full-time equivalents as contained in your Exhibit B. You'll see that law enforcement and state parks represent the largest categories in both dollar amount and FTEs. I will go into greater detail for department-wide in a later slide. And this sums to our total budget of $659.8 million and our new FTE total of $3269.9. And just a reminder, our cap increased by 109 positions, including 106 to state parks over last year. Next up is our department-wide budget. This budget is a holding account or clearinghouse for items that don't lend themselves specifically to a division. Items in this budget include estimated federal apportionment for wildlife restoration and sportfish restoration. Salary increase holding to be allocated to the actual divisions as we move throughout the fiscal year. Payments to our license agencies, these are department stores, sporting goods stores. Strategic reserve, this is for special initiatives or emergencies that occur throughout the year. And finally, pass-through plates. These are revenue for specialty license plate revenues that we pass through to nonprofit entities. This next slide is a breakout of the capital budget that I mentioned. We have land acquisition at $15.1 million, construction and repairs at $43 million, park minor repairs at $15.3 million, information technology and data center consolidation, including PC replacement at $14.1 million, transportation at items at $16.2 million. This includes vessels, boats, and UTVs, and capital equipment at $5.5 million for mowers, radios, trailers, and cybersecurity at $700,000. Next, we move on to the budget, investment, and policy resolutions. Next up is a review of the budget investment policy resolutions in your Exhibit C and D. Neither of these items have changed in several years, but do require an annual review. First up is the budget policy Exhibit C. There have been no changes in over a decade. Key points: the commission authorizes the executive director to execute the budget. Budget changes over $250,000 other than federal funds and bonds require chairman, vice chair, or designee approval. Donations over $500 must be accepted by the chairman, vice chair, or designee and acknowledged at each scheduled commission meeting, as you did earlier. And finally, funds are authorized for any use permitted by statute or rule. Next up is the investment policy, Exhibit D. No substantive changes since 2012 and only a slight tweak relating to the Centennial Fund. Key points of this policy. The Public Funds Investment Act, or PFIA, requires an investment policy and annual review for state agencies investing outside the state treasury. These requirements do not apply to funds inside the state treasury. They're invested by the comptroller. Currently, all TPWD funds are presently deposited in the state treasury. If, in the event, funds are deposited outside the treasury, the executive director will appoint an investment officer with the following exception. The Centennial Parks Conservation Fund is required by statute to be invested through the Texas Treasury Safekeeping Trust Company. However, the funds are also in the state treasury. And just FYI, interest to date is $75.7 million through July. Next up for review is the listing of state parks going into the 26-27 biennium, your Exhibit E. TPD currently has 90 parks, and any adjustments to this list will be incorporated into next biennium's list. Next are deposit options for 15% of boat-related revenues. House Bill 448, 85th Legislature, modified language making a transfer of up to 15% of boat-related fees from Fund 9 Game Fish and Water Safety Account into State Parks Account 64 optional instead of mandatory for cash flow purposes. Presently, Fund 64 projected cash balances through FY26 are sufficient, and no request will be asked for this go-around. As of last night, we had one comment in full agreement. Staff recommends that the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopt the following proposed motions. The Executive Director is authorized to expend funds to operate the Texas and Parks and Wildlife Department in accordance with the proposed FY26 operating and capital budget, Exhibits A and B, the Budget Policy, Exhibit C, and the Investment Policy, Exhibit D. The Commission approves the State Park listing, Exhibit E, and authorizes the Department to adjust the listing as necessary for accurate reporting. And the Commission approves retaining 100% of all boat registration, title, and sales tax revenue collected during FY26 in the Fund 9. This concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you, Reggie. Any comments, questions? Well,
I got one question, just to clarify, a slide or two back, you probably don't even have to go back. There was an abbreviation for the biennial state park, I think. Well, thank you. State park, that was an LBB. What was that stand for? Do you know?
Well, LBB stands for Legislative Budget Board.
Okay, all right. It just didn't register with me. Thank you.
questions, comments? Thank you, Reggie.
And Chairman, this is James. We do not have anybody registered to speak on item 2, but we do have a mouthful of motions ahead, sir. So,
all right. Okay. We will take these motions one at a time. Motion 1, the executive director is authorized to expend funds to operate TPWD in accordance with the proposed FY 2026 agency budget by strategy, Exhibit A, the FY 2026 operating and capital budget by division, object of expense, Exhibit B, the budget policy, Exhibit C, and the investment policy, Exhibit D. Do I hear a motion for approval?
This is Commissioner Bell, so moved.
All right, we have a motion second. Do we have any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Motion number 2. The commission approves the FY 2026-2027 biennium state park list and change procedures, Exhibit E, and authorizes TPWD to adjust the listing as necessary for accurate reporting. Do I have a motion?
Scott, so moved.
In a second?
Chairman, seconds.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Motion 3, the commission approves retaining 100% of all boat registration, titling, and related fees collected during FY 2026 in Fund 9. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Chairman, thank you. Second, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Next, for action item number 3, our proposed fiscal year 2026 internal audit plan. Ms. Brandy Meeks.
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chairman, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Brandy Meeks. I'm the Chief Auditor. This morning, I'd like to seek your approval on our fiscal year 2026 proposed internal audit plan. Texas Government Code 2102 requires that the annual audit plan developed by the internal auditor must be approved by the state agency's governing board. And so this in the next slide is our proposed fiscal year 26 internal audit plan. As shown, we do have 2 carryover projects, the audit of the TPWD Friends Groups and the audit of our fuel charges. Those are currently in the fieldwork phase, and we will be completing those first part of next fiscal year. We are also proposing 8 new assurance engagements, 3 fiscal control audits of selected state parks, an audit of our law enforcement and communications key performance measures, an audit of our surplus process, audit of selected pass-through grants, audit of the Centennial Fund processes and controls, and an audit of our minor repair and job order contracting programs. And then we are also proposing 2 cybersecurity projects, the data governance and records retention audit, as well as an IT asset management and shadow IT advisory. Additional advisories, we'd like to continue on with the boat titling and registration rewrite, and we'd also like to perform an ethics disclosure and non-governmental organization fee schedule advisory. And then, of course, our administrative duties, we'll be doing our annual report, the Chapter 59 law enforcement seizures and forfeitures review, following up on all audit items semi-annually next year, preparing for our quality assurance review, which is due in the first quarter of fiscal year 27, preparing our annual risk assessment and annual audit plan for fiscal year 27, and then we've also budgeted hours for any special projects, investigation, or liaison activities. We've had 2 comments as of 5 o'clock yesterday. Both are in full agreement. So I'd like to recommend that the Commission adopt the following motion, that the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission approves the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department's fiscal year 26 internal audit plan as listed in your Exhibit A. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Questions or comments? If not, we will entertain a motion to approve. All right, second?
Chairman, seconds.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. That passes, by the way. Next, action item number 4, implementation of legislation during the 89th Texas Legislative Session, Senate Bill 1247, related to consolidating certain non-resident hunting licenses. Recommended adoption of proposed changes, and Chris Cerny is going to present.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners, and thank you for your time today. For the record, my name is Chris Cerny, Business Analyst for the Wildlife Division. Today, I will be seeking adoption of proposed changes to regulations to implement legislation that was adopted during the 89th regular session relating to consolidating certain non-resident hunting licenses. Senate Bill 1247 consolidated 5 non-resident hunting license options into 2. To achieve the consolidation, the bill eliminated the 3 hunting licenses listed on your screen, including the non-resident banded bird hunting license, the non-resident spring turkey hunting license, and the non-resident special hunting license. 2 non-resident hunting license options remain, including the non-resident general hunting license and the non-resident 5-day hunting license. Senate Bill 1247 also renamed the non-resident general hunting license, which was previously titled the general non-resident hunting license, and removed the term special from the name of the non-resident 5-day license. As set by statute, the non-resident general hunting license option is valid from the date of purchase through the end of the license year, and it is required to hunt any animal that needs to be tagged, including deer, turkey, pronghorn, bighorn sheep, and alligators. The non-resident, the non-resident 5-day hunting license is valid for 5 consecutive days set by the license buyer and is valid to pursue all species that do not require tags, such as quail, waterfowl, and exotics. As a result of the legislation, staff proposed appropriate changes to Chapter 53 of the Texas Administrative Code to align the list of non-resident licenses with the license types named in Senate Bill 1247. Accordingly, this proposal removes reference to the 3 licenses eliminated in statute and renames the non-resident general hunting license from its previous title, as well as the 5-day license. As you consider this proposal, please note that the non-resident hunting licenses are created by statute, and the Commission's authority related to these licenses pertains only to setting the fee. This proposal simply aligns the list of non-resident hunting licenses set forth in the fee schedule with the license types created by statute. In addition to aligning the non-resident hunting license options with statute, 2 other minor changes are being included while this section of code is open for modification. First, an unnecessary reference to digital license language is being removed to comport rule language with recently adopted rule changes that created digital license options for all recreational hunting and fishing license types. Finally, the proposal includes a non-substantive change to correct a grammatical error by appropriately hyphenating the phrase active duty where it appears. As of this morning, 11 people have provided feedback on this proposal, with 10 in agreement. There is 1 individual who disagreed with a specific item, but the comment left was not germane to the proposal. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Commission adopts an amendment to Title 31 of the Texas Administrative Code, Section 53.5, concerning recreational hunting licenses, stamps, and tags, with changes as necessary to the proposed text as published in the July 18, 2025 issue of the Texas Register. This concludes my presentation, but before I wrap up, I would like to take just a brief second to address Commissioner Timmerman's question from yesterday regarding the volume of license sales for these license types. Our license team did pull those numbers. For the non-resident general hunting license last year, for the last 2 years, we sold approximately 31,000 of those each of the last 2 license years. For the non-resident 5-day special license, slightly higher at approximately 40,000 licenses sold for each of the last 2 years. And then for the 3 licenses being eliminated, in total, each of those, or all of those combined, we had approximately 10,000 total licenses sold for each of the last 2 license years. And we do expect those sales to be absorbed into the remaining 2 licenses. And that does conclude my presentation. I'm happy to take any questions.
So your last comment about you expect it to, would you expect the overall revenue to essentially be the same? It's just
the fiscal note submitted for the bill analysis actually it estimates approximately $1 million increase based on assumptions of license purchasing behavior. Those are assumptions, but for example, the non-resident spring turkey license, we anticipate that if those folks continue to buy a license to hunt turkey, they'll need to buy that non-resident general license, which is more expensive. We estimate that the folks that would have bought the special non-resident hunting license, which was an annual option, might need to buy, for example, 2 5-day hunting licenses in a year. So if those assumptions hold true, we would see an approximate revenue increase of $1 million.
okay. Thank you. Other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Cerny. Do I hear a motion to approve? All right. And a second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Action item number 5, implementation of legislation during the 89th Texas Legislative Session. Senate Bill 1245, relating to the take of authorized sheep by using a helicopter. Recommended adoption of proposed changes. As I mentioned earlier, this item has been withdrawn. We move on to item 6, request for pipeline easement, Jefferson County, approximately 27.7 acres at J.D. Murphy Wildlife Management Area. And Dr. Whitney Gann will present.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. My name is Whitney Gann. I'm going to present the request for a pipeline easement on the J.D. Murphy Wildlife Management Area in Jefferson County. The J.D. Murphy Wildlife Management Area is located in the southeastern portion of Texas, as indicated there by the red star on the coastline. If we zoom into that space, you can see the J.D. Murphy WMA is situated just south of Port Arthur. The J.D. Murphy WMA consists of approximately 25,500 acres of coastal marsh and open water within the Texas Chenier Plain and is adjacent to the Sabine-Neches Waterway. This WMA is divided into 3 units, the Hildebrandt, the Big Hill, and the Salt Bayou. Those 3 units are outlined here on the property map. Outlined in red are the boundaries of each unit, and you can see the names labeled there. Kinder Morgan requests an easement for a 42-inch natural gas pipeline within a 50-foot wide easement and right-of-way. The easement will be just over 4.5 miles long and approximately 27.7 acres. The Big Hill Unit section crossing will be conducting using 1 horizontal directional drill and will be just over 1.5 miles long. The Salt Bayou Unit crossing will be conducted utilizing 3 horizontal directional drills and will be just over 3 miles long. Again, here's the property map, boundaries outlined in red, and the 2 sections of crossing there are yellow on the map. We've received 7 responses in response to this request, 1 in agreement and 6 disagree. The 6 that disagree cite an aversion to private use of public lands. Staff recommends that the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopt the following motion. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopts the resolution attached as Exhibit A and authorizes the Executive Director to take all necessary steps to grant an approximately 27.7-acre easement to Kinder Morgan at the J.D. Murphy Wildlife Management Area. At this time, I will take any questions related to this request.
Thank you, Dr. Gann. Any questions or comments?
Commissioner Bell, just one question. The path or the line that we're talking about for the pipeline to move along, the easement. I was looking for my terminology. I lost it for a second. That essentially that space is a space that we're already using for some others. So this is just it's essentially adding more into that same space. It's really not a new space. It's just be done at a different level or as appropriate by regulation for those pipeline companies in there. Is that correct?
The footprint of this proposed crossing crosses in an area that is already a designated corridor for other crossings that have already been approved, and or it already holds easements in that space. So
Okay.
yes, you were correct.
Thank you.
Other questions? Commissioner Scott?
No, I would just like to make a motion to approve this easement.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor? Any opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Action item number 7 is land acquisition, Burnett County, approximately 2 acres at Post Oak Ridge State Park. And Mr. Stan David is going to present.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. For the record, Stan David with the Land Conservation Program. Be presenting an approximate 2-acre acquisition at our new state park, Post Oak Ridge. The red star there is Burnett and Lampasas counties, where the state park is located. It is adjacent to or separated from Colorado Bend State Park by the Colorado River, shown there on the map. The approximately 3,120-acre Post Oak Ridge State Park is located in Burnett and Lampasas counties and was recently purchased by TPWD. Efforts are ongoing to plan and develop this new state park. Staff has identified a 2-acre tract near the new state park with a home available for purchase from a willing seller, which would provide suitable housing for park operations, which would be the park superintendent. Colorado Bend State Park's in red. The new state park is outlined in green. The small yellow box is where the 2-acre home site is located. Received 13 responses, 11 agree, 2 disagree. One of the disagreements was specific they asked to not spend state funds on state employee housing. Staff recommends that the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopt the following motion. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission authorizes the executive director to take all necessary steps to acquire from a willing seller approximately 2 acres in Burnett County near Post Oak Ridge State Park. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have.
Thank you, Mr. David. Questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion, Zimmerman.
All right, do I have a second?
Second, Scott.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It passes. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
Action item number 8, land acquisition in Bandera County, approximately 37 acres at Albert and Bessie Kronkowski State Natural Area. Trey Vick, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. For the record, my name's Trey Vick. I'm with the Land Conservation Program, and I'll be presenting today a 37-acre acquisition at Albert and Bessie Kronkowski State Natural Area. ABK State Natural Area is in Bandera and Kendall counties, located here where the red star is. As you can see, zoomed in here, it's a little closer up map. ABK State Natural Area, located in Bandera and Kendall counties, was acquired in 2011 and totals approximately 37 acres. The SNA is currently under construction to add new facilities and trails. Staff has identified an adjacent 37-acre parcel available for purchase from a willing seller, which will protect a critical view shed for the SNA and provide additional public recreation opportunities. As you can see here, outlined in red, is the new ABK SNA. The track outlined in yellow is the 37-acre proposed acquisition. It sits right there in the elbow of the park. As of this morning, we've received 14 responses, 13 agree, 1 disagree. And staff recommends that the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission authorizes the executive director to take all necessary steps to acquire from a willing seller approximately 37 acres in Bandera County, adjacent to the Albert and Bessie Kronkowski State Natural Area. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions? All right, again, I will entertain a motion.
Commissioner Bell, so.
All right,
Commissioner Bell, second.
all right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. Vick, thank you.
Thank you.
That passes, by the way. Action item number 9, request for waterline easement, Bastrop County, approximately 6 acres at Bastrop State Park. And Trey Vick is going to present this as well.
Again, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for the record, my name's Trey Vick. I'm with the Land Conservation Program. And today I'll be presenting a request for a waterline easement in Bastrop County, totaling approximately 6 acres at Bastrop State Park. You can see Bastrop State Park sits here where the red star is, just down the road in Bastrop County. It's just outside the city of Bastrop. Aqua Water Supply Corporation's current 12-inch water line is aged and deteriorating beyond repair. Aqua is forced to operate the line at pressures that are minimally safe for consumption. As the city of Bastrop continues to see population increases, the need to complete this water line improvement project becomes more critical. Aqua has requested an easement crossing the park that would be approximately 20 feet in width and approximately 12,451 feet in length, with a total easement area of approximately 6 acres. This will be a 12-inch drinking water supply line connected to an existing water storage tank that's located off or outside the park's boundary. As you can see here, the Bastrop State Park is outlined in red. The proposed route that is being discussed right now is outlined in yellow. As you can see, it kind of runs along 71. And as of this morning, we received 22 responses. 18 agree and 4 disagree. Staff recommends the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopts a resolution attached as Exhibit A and authorizes the executive director to take all necessary steps to grant an approximately 6-acre easement to Aqua Water Supply Corporation at Bastrop State Park. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions? Again, I will entertain a motion.
Moves to approve.
All right, second.
Second. Call.
Thank you. All in
Thank you.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Vick.
Thank you.
And action item number 10, disposition of land in Cameron County, approximately 1.9 acres at Boca Chica State Park. Mr. Vick.
Okay, one last time. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for the record, my name's Trey Vick. I'm with the Land Conservation Program, and today I'm going to be presenting a disposition of land in Cameron County of approximately 1.9 acres at Boca Chica State Park. Boca Chica State Park sits at the tip of Texas down in Cameron County. Here's a close-up map of the area showing where Boca Chica sits. The lower Rio Grande Valley provides habitat for wintering waterfowl and numerous other species of migratory birds. Texas Parks and Wildlife Department acquired Boca Chica State Park in 1994. From 1994 to 2023, TPWD leased the park to the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, which managed it as a unit of the lower Rio Grande Valley National Wildlife Refuge. Space Exploration Technologies, otherwise known as SpaceX, desires to expand operations around its launch facilities at Boca Chica and has approached staff regarding the disposition of 4 disjointed lots totaling approximately 1.9 acres. Staff has determined these lots provide minimal conservation and recreation potential given their location within existing subdivision. Public recreational use of these lots may create user conflict with residents throughout the subdivision. As you can see here is a general outline of the area down there. Shown in green is what Texas Parks and Wildlife holds. Shown in blue is what SpaceX holds, and white is the proposed disposition. And it's shown in, we're really focusing in on this area circled in red. As you can see here, here are the 4 tracks. They're scattered, they're disjointed, non-adjacent lots scattered throughout the housing section down at SpaceX. As of this morning, we've received 266 responses, 6 in agree, and 260 disagree. Staff recommends the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission adopts a resolution attached as Exhibit A and authorizes the executive director to take all necessary steps to dispose of 4 tracts totaling approximately 1.9 acres at Boca Chica State Park. Be happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions? We do have 2 speakers signed up to address this before we vote. And so I would like to call them forward. I'll remind you, you have 3 minutes for your comments. First, John Trahan. Welcome.
Good morning. Wait, can y'all hear me? Yes. Perfect. Good morning. Thank you all for allowing me to speak. My name is John Trahan, and I've had the great privilege and honor to live in the Brownsville area, so right there near where these proposed changes are, for 2 years, and I've gotten to set foot on Boca Chica State Park and in this little, I'm just going to call it a dystopia village that SpaceX is building there. And I really hope that all you guys get to go there because it's a really, really special place. And if you go there, you'll understand how, like, no one needs to tell you it's sacred. It's a really, it's a really special place. And I want to make clear why I'm about to make such a big deal about 1.9 acres of scattered land and why 260 people commented against this change, which might feel really inconsequential. And I've been in meetings like this for about a year. I'm pretty new to this fight. A lot of people have been doing this for a decade or more. But I've realized that there's a pattern, because all these meetings have been in the TCEQ with Cameron County Commissioner's Court, and the pattern is, over the past decade, SpaceX has been acquiring more and asking a little more. It's like the book that my mom read to me when I was a kid. You give a mouse a cookie. In this case, SpaceX is the mouse, and the cookie is each little piece of land they give. And so you might look at that map and think, okay, who's going to use that land? Like, whatever. It's not even the prettiest part. It's less than 2 acres. Sure, they can have it. Let's let them buy it from us. Whatever. Collect your bag. But the point is, I don't want to be sitting here in 15 years from now and having to explain to our children where the beach went, and my answer will have to be, well, TCEQ let SpaceX dump 200,000 gallons of water that was contaminated with metals because we thought that wasn't that much. And the Cameron County Commissioner Court let them take a few dunes because we thought that wasn't that much. And then that TPW meeting, we let them take 2 more acres because we thought that wasn't that much to build, by the way, which is to build employee housing in a village where even babysitters have to sign NDAs because anyway, it's a really creepy place there. But that's not the point. The point is, it's not just about these 1.9 acres. It's about a much bigger story. And if you care about parks and wildlife, I urge you to see anything SpaceX does as an existential threat to some of the most precious and most sacred lands we have here. And I encourage you to listen to, I'm not sure if we have online commenters, but if my friends from down there comment, they have some really special things to say too. That's all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we have one more speaker signed up, Miss Molly Smith.
Hi, I'm Molly Smith, and I'm opposed to the disposition of this land at Boca Chica to SpaceX. How much more land can we expect Texas to cede to SpaceX? The rate of giveaways seems to be accelerating. While 3 of the tracks involved are surrounded by SpaceX, the largest is not and even has other TPW land nearby. How can the people of Texas feel confident that there won't continue to be land dispositions, especially if land in a state park that was established for public recreation and preservation of wildlife can be let go so freely? Back in 21, this commission submitted scoping comments to the FAA that covered a long list of concerns regarding the ever-changing SpaceX project, including the impacts on the endangered species, problems with increased lighting and noise, interference with migratory bird flight and nesting, and many other issues. When did the Commission turn away from its proud mission as the protector of our ecosystems and public access? It is problematic that the oversight and enforcement of permitting is lax. Will Texas Parks and Wildlife and TCEQ enforce their mandates to protect the area? Until the current violations are addressed, there should be no more giveaways, no more restaurants, housing developments, handing county roads over to private entities, no discharging of industrial wastewater into the wetlands, and no construction of a wastewater treatment facility that will discharge into the hypersaline South Bay and forever change its unique and rich productivity. I strongly disagree that the land should be given away or sold just because the 6th whereas of this resolution states that there is no feasible and prudent alternative to the use of the land, and the program or project that requires the land includes all reasonable planning to minimize harm to the land. It is unclear what planning to minimize harm to the land will look like in the future. Harm has already been done, and the only way to avoid further harm is for the commissioners to stop ceding land to this private corporation, including the 1.9 acres under consideration. SpaceX activities have harmed much of the area and severely limited public access. The more land that is given away, the further the natural boundaries are eroded. Explosion debris and runoff from unmonitored development has spread far beyond the boundaries of the corporation. This giveaway will further restrict public access to the beach and harm a greater swath of Boca Chica State Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Other comments or questions from the commission before we vote on this item? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve?
Scott, so moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, it passes. Mr. Vick, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Yaskowicz, this commission has completed its business, and I declare us adjourned at 10:29 a.m. We're adjourned.